So this just happened.
Shoppers inside the Cielo Vista Mall in El Paso, Texas, running for cover as shots were fired.
We were just shopping around. We were about to leave, and that's when we heard the 3 shots go off. And then I thought somebody was popping balloons, and I peered out, and I saw the barrel of a gun.
One person was killed. 3 people were injured and transported to a nearby hospital.
We have 2 young male subjects on the upper level by the food court that have been shot.
Police say 2 suspects are now in custody. They're crediting off-duty officers who quickly responded.
We had off-duty officers working at a local establishment within the mall, and we're on scene at 5:08 p.m. in 3 minutes.
However, here's what they didn't tell you. Apparently, a license to carry bystander shot the alleged gunman.
Tonight, we learned more about that shooting at a mall in El Paso that happened earlier this week. Police say the 16-year-old suspect who fired the initial shots was then shot by an armed bystander. El Paso police say the 32-year-old bystander is licensed to carry a gun. The suspected teenage shooter allegedly killed 1 person and injured 2 others before he was shot. He does remain in a hospital. Investigators say the gun he used was stolen.
Police say that Emmanuel Duran, 32, who is a licensed to carry holder, shot the suspect as he was pointing his gun toward the direction of more bystanders. As soon as the shooting ended, the 16-year-old suspect began to run and was pointing the gun towards the direction of bystanders, including 32-year-old Emmanuel Duran, a licensed to carry holder. As the suspect ran towards Duran and bystanders, Duran drew his handgun and shot the suspect. An off-duty El Paso police officer then arrived at the scene and worked with Duran to give aid to the suspect and others who were injured. You see, the gun control lobby loves to argue that if we let more people carry guns, there will be more shootings. And you know they're right. There will be more shootings, more self-defense shootings. You see, the gun control lobby also likes to argue that mass shootings are rarely stopped by concealed carriers, which is the most dishonest argument to make, considering the vast majority of mass shootings happen in places where law-abiding citizens aren't allowed to carry a gun. But when they are allowed to carry in more places than not, like we are here in Texas, stories like this will happen. And as more people start to legally carry a firearm, this will happen more often. And personally, I love it. Not because I love violence, but because I love the idea of the people having the power to fight back against criminality. Now, unlike the gun control lobby, I don't engage in dishonest arguments. Do I think this guy came to the mall to shoot up a bunch of people randomly? No, I don't. But I don't make a distinction between a mass shooting or a shooting because either one can result in the loss of innocent lives. And last I checked, that's what we're trying to prevent. This guy clearly was willing to shoot anyone who got in his way, which is why he had his gun up and pointing it at people. And the legal concealed carrier did what he had to do to avoid anyone else getting hurt, including himself. What this concealed carrier did is one more example of establishing a new reality for criminals. The days of free shoots where you get a free reign of a place simply because you have a gun is over. Criminals now have to worry about other people having self-defense guns, and that's the way it should be. Before, all criminals had to do or worry about was cops. Now they have to worry about cops and concealed carriers. And if you think that won't make criminals second guess their attempt at not only violence, but mass violence, you're fooling yourself. As more people start exercising their right to carry, more criminals will have to contend with the fact that they may be shot before they can finish their crime. And if you ask me, a society where the criminals are just as afraid of, if not more, of the citizens that they may be trying to victimize, that's the type of society I want to live in.
You know how frightening it is to think about what happens in the moments before, during, and even days after having to use your gun in self-defense? When you first start carrying a gun for protection, it can be a very scary and nerve-wracking experience, especially if you haven't gotten the education and training you need to feel confident. I've been there myself, hoping I never have to go through a self-defense shooting, which is why I'm a member of the USCCA. As a USCCA member, you can eliminate some of the stress of carrying a gun for protection by accessing the amazing wealth of firearm education, training, and current state-specific gun laws of your state or states you may travel to. This can help you be prepared for or hopefully even avoid a self-defense incident. As a bonus, members automatically become insured on the self-defense liability insurance policy purchased by and issued to the USCCA. Click below to learn more. I'm sure the YouTube algorithm is going to do a phenomenal job of suppressing this message. So please share this video with as many people as you can so we can beat the algorithm and get our two-way message out to the masses. Also, don't forget to like this video and leave a comment and hit the bell and subscribe button.